Which is going to be the best touring motorcycle for 2023? I have my thoughts, but you may have your thoughts as well. Let me show you some offerings in the UK, and then we'll sort of discuss. So Yamaha, they released for 2023 the Tracer 99 GT Plus. Sports tourer kind of thing, upright riding position, ultimate sport tourer, it's saying here. Very, very good. In the UK, don't have the FJR anymore, 1300, which I thought was a great machine. Suzuki, I talked about this a week or so ago, the GSX-S 1000 GT, and this is the biggest selling sports tourer in the UK right now. Okay, if you look at Honda, of course you can't do anything not use Honda. They've obviously got the Goldwing, right? The Goldwing, we know those, but then there's this one here, the NT 1100. This is going to be the big one, let's say. This is the one they're going to be. This is, if you're looking for a touring motorcycle, very few people are going to buy a Goldwing, but they will buy an 1100, right? An NT 1100. I'm talking purely on price here, nothing more than that. Okay, Kawasaki do these touring Versys motorcycles. This is a 1000 SE Grand, boxes and everything. I'm not saying that these are the ultimate tourers, but I'm just saying these are the ones that would do a touring job very, very well. This is nothing to do with style. So the ones that I've shown you so far, outside of the Honda Goldwing, they're all very much of a muchness. They're kind of a adventure bike style, sports toury style, aren't they? That kind of thing. Then obviously you've got the likes of Indian, right? Indian motorcycles with all their baggers, their Tourers that they've got, the Roadmasters, the Indian Pursuit, which I think is a really great bike. But you could also put into there the Super Chief or something. I mean, let's face it, you can use any bike. Any bike can be a touring motorcycle, can't it? It depends how you want to use it. It can go anywhere without talking about BMW. BMW, these are, I've got to say, they are fantastic bikes. The K1600, K1600B, Grand America, these are fantastic bikes. The R1250 RT, I still say, is probably one of the best touring motorcycles in terms of riding that I've ridden. Now, granted, I haven't ridden them all, but I was that impressed with it. I was just amazed by it, and I really want to go and try these K1600s, the updated versions, but they're great. But of course they also do the R18, the R18B, which is the R18 Classic, which has got bags, soft bags and a windshield. You got the R18B, which has got the full fairing and hard bags, and you got the R18 Transcontinental, which is basically the R18B but just with a tour pack on the back. Great bikes. They look good as well, right? Obviously, Harley Davidson. We can't talk about tourers without talking about Harley Davidson, right? Yeah, I mean, as I've said in previous videos, and people kind of forget that I say this, strangely enough, I see more value in these standard tourers than I do in some of the cruisers, and obviously way more value in these than the even more expensive versions of them. But I think, whilst they're really expensive still, I think you're still getting a lot of, you're getting more value. I'm not saying you get ultimate value, but I think you're getting more value. Triumph. Obviously, Triumph do a lot of motorcycles. They do the adventure bikes, that kind of thing. But I've picked the Rocket 3 because of the power and everything. You can get bags for these as well. The riding position is really, really nice on the Rocket 3. But if we just look at the motorcycles here, you've got the adventure bike, the 1200. You got the 900 as bigger touring bikes. Then obviously you've got the Rocket 3 as well. They don't have it, let's say, a conventional tourer, let's say like BMW or Indian or Harley Davidson, of course, or Honda Goldwing-esque. But what they do have is a very capable bike. I think there are lots of options there's always lots of options. Possibly some of the best touring motorcycles are the ones that you don't normally associate with touring, but are excellent touring bikes. And usually these are the ones that I criticize for being not very good or not very useful in the off-road sense. And these are big adventure bikes. I'm always talking, oh, go lighter. You get lighter bikes for off-road riding. Yes, that's true. But when you're talking about on-road riding and a tour, then a big adventure bike is actually a great bike. The Pan America, 1250, the Triumph Tiger 1200, the BMW GS, the Ducati Multistrada, the KTM 1290 Adventure, the Kawasaki Versys, you got the Suzuki V-Strom. All these bikes at the 1000cc, 1200cc, they are excellent tourers. But which is the best? Which is the best? I mean, it's very hard, I know, to say which is going to be the best bike for you. It really depends on your personal finances. It also depends on the riding style and what you actually like to ride. You may only like to ride a Harley Davidson or an Indian, or it's got to be British. You can only ride a Triumph, or it can only be German because you've got to ride a BMW. Whatever it is. So you could have, your decision might be biased based upon lots of different things. And I kind of look at all of these bikes and I think, wow, which is the best one? I'm not really sure I know. I'm not really sure you could pick one over the other, because they're all going to do the right job, or they're all going to do the right job. My leaning would be towards a liquid cooled one, purely because they're just more efficient in terms of, riding in hotter temperatures, long rides, that kind of thing. But then again, Harley Davidsons are great for the big tours anyway. There's no issue there. They do feel really hot, but they're okay. So my feeling, if let's say I had to go and buy a tourer tomorrow, I think it would be between a BMW, one of it's either K1600 or the 1250 RT. If it wasn't going to be in a big adventure bike, I'm discounting the adventure bike because I'm not sure if I'm there yet with the whole big adventure bike as an overall package. But I could be swayed. But I think in terms of tourers, I think the BMWs were so impressive, and I think the Honda, obviously the NT1100, I think would be great, but obviously the Goldwing would be nice as well. If I was looking for that, something that was kind of the more traditional style, then I think again it will be a toss-up between the BMW R18 Transcontinental, and it will be something like the Indian Pursuit. It will be something like that is kind of, they are really expensive, I know, but or maybe one of the other Indians that would be a liquid cooled version anyway. So it'll be liquid cooled, and it'd be interesting to see what happens there. Bearing in mind that apparently BMW as well, they're having a big update for, it's either 2023 or 2024 Boxer engines, where they're going to have full liquid cooling all around the cylinders as well. So they're going to be a lot more efficient. So that'd be, very interesting. Let us know your thoughts. Which would be the best one? And so this is kind of my thoughts. I thought I'd just share a few of the tourers, which I'm sure I've missed out. I'm sure I've missed out loads of bikes. Of course I have. I can't pick everyone, but I thought that was just a selection. I thought, oh, looks interesting. Yeah, good. Looks interesting. Looks nice. Good. Yeah, I could see value there. I can see where you would really have fun on that. And you got to consider not only personal touring, solo touring, but two-up touring. With you and your partner or whatever. RevelatorAlf.